vote, damn it.
Yes.
What are you waiting for?
I'm gonna show up at your house.
Cheers.
Or let me do it right in the microphone. It's ASMR. ASMR wine tasting.
Hello, everyone.
Hi. So we are at Chateau Ste. Michelle, and we're doing a wine tasting. And the little boy screaming in the background is our captive. No, I'm kidding. So I'm here today with Mattison Crowe, founder of Boundary Layer Studio, and we are going to talk about some beautiful straps that he has. But it's not just about that. We're also going to show you the beautiful grounds at Chateau Ste. Michelle, enjoy some wine, and talk about nonsense like usual.
This can be wide ranging. So thanks for hosting me. I appreciate you making this all come together. And the weather's perfect, so we're gonna drink wine, talk about all manner of things, and maybe give some sneak previews. So stay tuned.
Stay tuned. I'm starting with a 2017, I'm gonna read notes, don't judge. Limited release Malbec. I definitely taste spice in this one. Which one are you having? Do you know? You can guess.
I believe this is the Pinot Noir.
Okay.
So I'm getting lots of tannins. It's got a very nice long finish to it. It's almost like dark fruits, like cherry, a little bit of that. That's what I'm detecting, but we'll keep going. We'll see what else we can discover.
That's pleasant.
Yeah, it suits the mood.
You know, I can admit that I'm not the most knowledgeable about wine. I just enjoy drinking it when typically somebody else who's more knowledgeable orders it for me.
This is a continuing education video. We're just, you know, there will be no certificate, no test at the end, but you do get to try a bunch
Then
of
I don't
things
want
and
to
see
do
what
it.
you like.
I don't want to do it if I don't get a certificate at the end.
We'll see what we can
I
get.
want a prize.
We'll work on it.
I want to go in the bubble as a prize.
Right,
The dome.
I was going to say, the stargazing bubble you can't see off camera
is that what that is? I'll show you guys later.
It's,
but
yeah,
I'll
it's
insert.
it definitely gives me, like, if you want to catch the northern lights with your flight, that's the place to book.
Huh.
All weather, all conditions, geodesic dome.
I see. It's a way to be outdoors and indoors at the same time.
This is a rare treat. We haven't had this kind of weather
up
till now. So, you know, you may think this is like it is here all the time. Go ahead and believe that. That's what the Chamber of Commerce wants you to think, but we're happy to take this in instead of the usual drizzle that you get in April.
I do my fair share of complaining about Seattle. I really do. And I know it's not great to be negative as a content creator online, but I just think I'm keeping it real is more how I feel. Our nature here is what has kept me here my whole life. You know, I've temporarily lived in different states, but I always came back here.
Yeah, I returned here after living on the East Coast for a long time, and frankly, I grew up in the Northwest, so I'm used to the weather. The gray days don't really get me down too much, but you know, I just appreciate it because everything here is, you know, this is the evergreen state, and there's only one way everything stays green, and that's you get a lot of rainfall.
That's true. That's true. That's
what
what I've been telling myself.
This is the trade-off, and you don't have the humid summers that you get in other places, so you know, you just have to sort of pick your times to visit.
That makes me nervous because I feel like our summers are relatively humid.
Oh, well.
Where did you live before? I know we talked about this before, but I was half in the bag.
Pennsylvania. It's fine.
Just kidding.
Pennsylvania,
Okay.
New England. So used to kind of the sweltering hot summers where you take a shower and then you get out of the shower and then you continue perspiring for the rest of the day because that's just what happens.
Oh my gosh, there's this guy on YouTube. I'll insert his channel name in editing because I don't remember it right now, but he actually talks about cars. He lives in Florida, but he talks about cars, and he's this older guy. He's so funny. He walks out of his house and he's just recording like a genuine video. He's not like a vlog or anything, but he's recording the car. You don't really see his face. He's talking from behind the camera, and he's just complaining about how he can't live like this. Like, he walks outside, he's drenched in water. He's so negative, and it's just absolutely delicious. I love it.
This is Bill from Curious Cars and Auto House of Naples on a continually shitty, awful, muggy, miserable, muggy, vicious, horribly muggy, miserable, shitty, muggy, humid, horrible, muggy, devastated, and miserable Florida Wednesday.
Humor is so funny, but I'm going to shout out his channel because that's, like, the most random channels are the ones that draw me in like that. It's the people that that are talking, not really the subject matter.
Right, because they're, whether they intend it or not, they're authentic.
Yeah.
And they're just, there's no filter, there's no there's no scripting. It's just, this is how I see it. This is what life's like here. If you like swamp humor, this is for you. Otherwise, pick something else.
I'm 100% in agreement. The most popular big channels are the ones that follow YouTube's their formula, basically. Perfect editing, a certain editing style that's acceptable,
seamless transitions.
Yeah,
You'll see. There'll
commercial.
be more of that.
Commercial quality, basically. And the content creator themselves, almost always, there are exceptions, but almost always are so clinical, squeaky clean personalities. You'll never hear them really saying anything raunchy or which is fine.
They have that newscaster, perfect accent, no hint of southern twang or any regional dialect that you can pick up, because they're just so well rehearsed, and they're familiar with the process, and it's just second nature for them. But something gets lost. Something gets lost when you do that.
I think I've seen channels go from having really engaging, the main person's really engaging when they talk, and I like their personality. They become so big, they hire an editor, and their videos go from very authentic and relatable, I guess, to so perfect. Their videos become commercial, so perfect. The editing's flawless. It, like you said, seamless transitions. And then it loses their touch.
Lost, yeah.
It loses their touch. And yeah, I think can actually be the downfall of some channels. But at the same time, YouTube will push those videos in the algorithm the most.
Well, I think, I don't have my own channel. I'm much more comfortable behind the camera than in front of the camera. But I do think
we forced him at gunpoint.
It's nice to see the fingerprints of the person whose channel it is on there, so that you pick up the nuances of what they talk about and how they, you're getting their perspective, you're getting their viewpoint on whatever it is they're covering. Like today it's wine tasting, tomorrow it's something else, but at least this way, you're not going to find this elsewhere. You have a unique way of looking at things and a unique way of sort of presenting your subjects. So I think that's important. You don't want to lose that, no matter how giant you grow over time.
And my channel is already so huge. 15,000 subscribers.
Listen, everybody starts somewhere, and everyone big was small at one time. So that's okay.
Yeah, I mean, comparison is the thief of joy, and I don't compare myself to other channels in a lot of ways, but I actually have been on YouTube since 2019. I've been doing this for a while, but my breakout content was actually different than what I do now. I mean, it had a lot of similarities in the way I like to talk about style and stuff like that, but it was not about watches at all. And my videos now are all watch centric, even if it's a video we're going to a winery today.
There will be wrist checks. Don't worry.
There will be.
Don't switch yet.
Yeah,
it's coming.
Don't unsubscribe. They're so rude. Everyone's so rude. Speaking of
upvote, damn it.
Yes.
What are you waiting for?
Honestly, this is so frustrating. I'm gonna show up at your house. What are you wearing on your wrist today?
Oh, quick wrist check. So today I am wearing my
I can hold this.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. This is my Grand Seiko SBGK 015.
It is disgusting. Oh my gosh, it's so gorgeous. Can you actually crawl up to the camera and show it? I am so sorry.
For
to
you,
make
I
you
will
do this.
crawl.
Can you crawl?
Let the crawling commence.
I can't crawl still,
this
so
is,
I'm gonna.
Hopefully you can see the dial. It's got, it's almost an aqua blue. Everything Grand Seiko does is based on elements of nature found in Japan. This happens to be based on some underground caves. There are pools underground in this place called Ryusendo, and the lighting in there is very close to this, even though it's these subterranean caverns. So
That's unreal.
That's way more than you wanted to know, but I also really fell in love with this when I saw it, and there aren't too many of them around. So that's today's
I will tell you
option.
that is not more than they want to know. people want to know so much about watches that it's like, it's shocking.
you.
I'm wearing, and I'm gonna scoot a little bit, try to be ladylike here. I'm wearing my
So demure.
I know, my Jaeger LeCoultre Reverso, and I'm wearing it with some Persian bracelets that I accidentally stole from my Iranian friend's mother. She got them from Tehran. I borrowed them, and then they moved. So sorry, she's in Texas now. If you want them back, let me know.
Leave details in the comments.
Yeah,
She'll look for them.
yeah. Leave your address, your social, whatever.
No,
Not social media, security.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Just the last 4 is fine for starters.
Last 4, okay.
No, that's nice. I think you didn't. That's the stacking there is right on point.
It's very risky to stack when you're wearing a nice
with
watch.
the timepiece. Yeah,
This is the
And I
truth.
know that's like a treasured piece for you. So
It is. It's probably my highest horology piece that I own. It is very precious to me. And yes, wearing bracelets and jewelry with your watch is risky because you're gonna ding it. These stay in place pretty well. I have them higher up on my arm, so we'll see.
And we can always transition to Jaeger LeCoultre to talk about their watches and wonders because they were all in on the Reverso this year. All of their new models were Reversos, and some of them were stunning.
I was so jealous of all the wonderful watch content that people in the watch community were posting about Watches and Wonders. It was so fun. I was living vicariously through you, so thank you.
It is like award season for watches in
so
Geneva.
cool.
And
It's
there's
so
just everybody who's anybody. Our present company excluded was there sort of looking at what's new.
I was going to say, everyone
Evaluating.
who is anyone except for us, or nobody.
Of course, every rule has exceptions, and we just happen to be it.
Exactly. Have you ever gone to a Watches and Wonders event?
I have not. I would love to go some year. And I think just because there's like the Polexpo, which is the main sort of wing where you have all of the big brands sort of setting up their maison, but also I think there's 2 or 3 other exhibitions throughout the city of Geneva that are going on with independents, with micro brands, with rogue brands who want to stay outside the main focus, but they're there because they know that so much journalism, so much media, so much attention from collectors is happening. So they're taking part in their own way.
Are you into micro brands?
I do like them, and my brand is small. And I feel a real kinship to a lot of micro brands. I think the US is particularly rich with micro brands. I think there's just kind of an entrepreneurial spirit here that lends itself to starting your own watch brand. And that's like for shows like Wind Up Watch Fair, they do in major cities. They did Dallas already this year. They're going to be in San Francisco next month. Then Chicago during the summer and back in New York in the autumn. And they have, well over 100 brands, and you'll see every conceivable style, genre, and frankly, every price point you could think of, from the very affordable, very accessible to, some real standout piece unique options from different brands. So. And the nice thing about those shows, if you want to go to Watches and Wonders, Switzerland is not a place to to stay under budget, no matter what you're doing. So it's nice if you go to the ones stateside because entry is completely free for all the days that you're there. So spend your money on food and on watches and doing fun things outside of the show. But I think that's part of the appeal, is it lends an accessibility to it that you don't get from a lot of the European shows or UK shows. I'm talking out of school by saying that because I haven't spent time at them, so I don't know the vibe as well. But I can just tell you from ones in the United States, it's not snobby, it's not exclusive.
And I don't want to go.
It's
Just kidding.
well, you go during the preview hours for the VIP, so then you can maintain the aloof, stand apart.
There you go. I just
That
wanna
way
be holy.
there's no comparison that way. Why? It's incomparable. So
No, I've never gone to Watches and Wonders myself. I would love to go one year. I've never been to Switzerland. Eric used to go to Geneva for the Geneva Motor Shows,
okay,
and that was amazing. I'm assuming I wasn't there, but
yeah.
yeah, he was telling me about how you really need to be prepared for the price of everything because it's not known to be a place to travel on a budget, and if you do, it's not going to be good. You're going to be hungry, but you know what? You'll come back skinnier and you'll come back
Wiser.
inspired, wiser, street smart. No, just kidding. It's
Filled
very safe.
with a neutrality and sense of envy you didn't even know existed before you
Exactly.
went there.
Yeah, I want to go there. I also want to go to Pitti Uomo. I have not gone yet, which is in Florence.
If only you knew someone in Italy who could direct you towards that. So.
Actually, last year, Eric and I were seriously considering going to Pitti Uomo the summer one with Oshin.
Okay.
Obviously, he's in Venice, but he was going to meet with us there, and he actually did end up going, but we didn't. There are so many things that have to happen for us to go. It's
Right.
We're in the U.S. It's not easy. It's not as easy and simple for us to just hop over to
Right.
Europe and all the countries in there. But
No, it's true. I think about that constantly. Having, I used to be able to fly from New York or Boston, and it's 5.5, 6 hour flight. Now you have, the entire continental United States to travel across.
it's like, let's just go backwards. It's like.
Exactly.
Exactly. No, I know it's crazy. It's 10-hour, 12-hour flight. There's nothing direct, of course. It's like a whole day of traveling that you have to account for. So, I mean, if you have any,
But the Swiss are civilized. They'll help you get over the jet lag pretty quickly.
is that so?
Well, I've been to Geneva. I've spent time in Zurich and in some of the Alpine towns like. I've been to St. Moritz. I've been to Lucerne, which is actually really nice as well, right on the lake. So there's no shortage of beautiful places to go and experience if you have a chance. And it's something, I think it's worth, if you like European travel and you like, being exposed, because that's a very, cosmopolitan place, and it's a crossroads for culture, language, history, art. Being right in the center of Europe, they get influences from France, influences from Germany, influences from Slovenia, Italy to the south, and other places. So all of that kind of comes in and gets mixed with things that are indelibly Swiss, like chocolate and expensive timepieces, because that's just how they roll.
See, now we're going to have to go there and actually pick up our watches in person because it's about to get a lot more expensive.
Right. Yeah. We'll see. By the time of this airing, things could look totally different, and I
true.
wouldn't be surprised if they do.
America's the United States is in a very interesting place right now. I know actually a lot of my subscribers are not American. I have a huge demographic from the UK and random little European countries, but yeah. So they're not experiencing exactly the same.
I think
that we are.
they get to look through a different lens, and in a lot of ways they're more what's the word I'm looking for? More objective about it, because they're not inundated with the kind of news and the kind of events that are going on. They have to react to it just like we do, but they have like that one layer removed. So hopefully they can have a little more perspective than we have.
Yeah.
Let us know in the comments.
Yeah, let us know if you have more perspective than us. Yeah, it's just interesting. Like the media really, none of us are immune to the effect that media has on us, and it's designed that way. Some may be more intelligent than others. Like he's probably smarter than me by a lot. But nobody is actually immune to propaganda, and I just think it's best to, obviously, big subjects like our economy, that it matters. But other than that, it's good to just focus on your life, your loved ones, your actual experience in life and just stay calm, because I know a lot of people are just so stressed right now, and it doesn't help. It's not going to help anything. Being stressed and angry and combative with people doesn't fix anything.
No.
It just makes you suffer, and it's kind of like not forgiving people. It doesn't really help you. It actually hurts you.
Well, and you have to focus on things that are sort of in your sphere of influence rather than worrying about all these external events that are going on that all you can do is react to them or not react to them. That's sort of your only options for a lot of it. So I think it's better to just stay in a space where you have some control over things, even if that's just your ability to react to what's happening in the world.
I'm reacting to that squirrel drinking out of that glass of wine over there on the barrel.
They'll let anyone in here. Really.
I know. Wow.
It's ridiculous.
What a little ragamuffin.
See, you get watches, you get wine, you get flora, fauna, economics.
Yeah. Yeah, no, the amount of people, like strangers, because I have, with my business, I meet people every single day, different people, that feel inclined to communicate to me that they just stopped watching the news and they just started living their own life and they're happier than ever. And I was like, that's brilliant. If the meteorite is going to come, what can you do?
Right.
What are you going to do? Just enjoy what you have, The sense of impending doom that we all have from being oversaturated with our phones in our face, constant connection to stories. It's just, even if they're positive stories, it's just information overload for us. I think it's good to just take a break. I say this ironically making a video for social media, but I think long form videos about life are just a little bit less intense, just enjoying life versus constant politics and fear mongering.
Finding channels like yours and subject matter that you cover, that's a good way to set up boundaries for yourself around, you should have some idea of what's going on in current events, but it's easy based on the kind of news that's created. Like they're trying to gain and hold your attention, so that tends to be a lot of sensationalist, headlines and coverage of things, and it's easy to get overwhelmed and inundated with bad news. So you just have to kind of decide to set some boundaries that make sense.
Boundary Layer Studio.
Oh.
That was my shameless plug.
No, thank God, because normally I'm the one doing shameless plugs. So it's nice to have someone else take the mantle.
No, I'm happy to have you here to actually talk about your products. Nobody can talk about them in a more eloquent way than you yourself.
You're so flattering. Well, I appreciate that, and I appreciate you inviting me to come on and talk about it. For those of you who don't know, which should be everyone watching this, I started a brand called Boundary Layer Studio last year. We design and sell watch accessories. So I got into this when I started my own interest in watches, collecting and learning about horology. And one of the things I couldn't find was the kind of straps that really spoke to me for my watches. You had a lot of OEMs who produced very high-end straps at very high-end prices. And then you have the low end with, very commodity-driven, inexpensive straps that, really weren't appealing to me. And I don't think that's a nice way to treat your watch collection. You want to have things that reflect your style, but also the value that you put on the things that you have. So I started my own brand, and we focused on a lot of innovative use of textiles versus normally you see leather straps, nylon straps of all flavors and colors, rubber straps, and I was hoping for something that was a little more sophisticated, but also I didn't want it to be compared to what other people are doing. I wanted it to be in its own category, and so that's why I came up with this approach. So right now we do two collections of of watch straps. We do our signature collection, which is sort of the premier line. It uses ultra premium menswear fabrics from Loro Piana. They're all handmade in Italy, so the craftsmanship is, above and beyond you could find anywhere in the world. And then we have another, hey buddy, we have another line called
talking to the fly.
Ventura Collection. The second line is a Ventura Collection, which is sort of a more sporty, outdoorsy, a little more rugged looking line that uses high-tech Dyneema fabrics. So that's, I tried to come up with something depending on what style of watches you like to collect, or basically like what your everyday activities are. You can find something to tailor to what you need.
I'm sorry, I am distracted by this little squirrel right behind you. He's gonna climb on you.
He's adorable.
He is so brave.
I know. I mean, I'm sure he's used to being fed.
You know the squirrels at Green Lake?
Oh, they're aggressive.
They are so crazy. I stopped going there for 2 reasons. One of them I won't say. The other one is the squirrels. They're starting to get so confident. They actually follow you, and it's like that's the opposite of what they're supposed to do.
Right. Well, this is a welcoming place for all, and that includes our little nut gathering of friends.
Well, it might be nice if you have some way to show your straps off a little bit, because I'm sure these people
We'll take a look at a couple. We're not going to spend a lot of time because we have all kinds of things to talk about. I'll give you some examples. This is from our signature line. This is the Fairmount. This is a dark purple and slate gray strap. It's paired with this Tag Heuer chronograph.
I actually really would like that
Please,
watch to keep.
Take a look.
Can I hand this to you for a second?
Of course.
I'm going to bring the camera in a bit, because
sure.
at this time I want to be able to actually show the details a little better. I'm just going to zoom.
We started out the signature collection with 4 different styles. This is one of those 4. It's a dark purple with sort of a gray pinstripe. So from a distance, it looks very subdued, almost a solid color. But I think it's pretty versatile with a lot of different types of watches, different dials. This can be worn with everything from a dress watch to sports watch. I've paired this with this chronograph, with Speedmasters, with Orient dress watches, and everything in between. So they're surprisingly versatile, and I think they just offer a different kind of approach to watch straps. This is our Aberdeen. This is a tartan strap. It's wool and silk. You can take a look.
I'll do a little showcasing up close.
So that one, it has a nice mix of grays and browns, and one of the reasons I like these materials for straps is that you not only get colors that you wouldn't normally find in a lot of watch straps, but you get the texture too. And I think that's really something unique.
And by the way, it's really smooth. It's not scratchy. So grow up. This is not scratchy material.
No, these are ones that you would find in very high worsted thread count menswear fabrics. So ones that are meant not only to feel amazing, but they're designed to last. These are not fast fashion type of materials. So it's something that you can keep as long as you want and pair with all different types of timepieces.
So cool. And that other strap looks so good with the Carrera. It's a Carrera?
Yeah, this is a glass box Carrera.
So cool.
Yeah.
I love that dial, by the way.
Thank you.
Can I show this one a little
Absolutely.
closer? Because I am afraid.
I'm one of those people that likes unusual dials, and red's not for everyone, but I loved this when I saw it.
It's for me. I will take it. This is so glorious. This reminds me of a glass of just the most tantalizing, thirst-quenching wine. So beautiful.
We're doing
It
chronograph
matches my
flights at
nails.
the end. I know.
He totally
It's
did
so
that on
on
purpose.
point.
He actually bought this watch to match my nails
Don't-
specifically.
Don't tell. Save the surprises for the end.
For the big reveal.
I'll show you a little bit of the second collection too, so you can see how different those are, because I don't want to just be known for one type of thing. These are what I was talking about with straps that feature, it's a high tensile strength Dyneema fabric. So this is designed it's used in the outdoor industry. It's used for industrial purposes, like America's Cup sailing yachts use this for their mooring lines and other sailing use because of its high strength to weight ratio. So compared to steel, for the equivalent weight, it's 15 times stronger than steel. So they also have a real visual quality to them that I liked. Again, not something you'd see every day, not really comparable to what other people are doing. So
This is very unique. The texture is like almost reminds me of like a, I don't know, like a snake a little bit.
it's got a little bit of an iridescent quality
Yeah,
to some of
that's what
them.
I
So
mean.
like for that color and maybe this color, you can see it's like almost a white, but it's almost a pearl white. So again, versatile, easy to pair with a lot of different styles of watches, which was sort of the goal all along, was giving people more options than they had before.
Yeah, I just did a review for a bespoke Christopher Ward watch.
Oh, okay.
And one of the strap options I could have put on was an orange strap. I didn't put it on, I just
Bold.
kept, yeah, I just, it's very bold. But there is actually little touches of orange. Oops, I'm actually trying to zoom out, but hello. There were actually touches of orange in the dial.
Okay.
And a cream dial too. The dial was mainly cream, and then it had little touches of orange. Something like this, to me, would have been such a good way to incorporate. Sorry, I'm trying to
Sure,
get it to
because
focus.
then you get some
orange.
accent stitching that can match a second's hand or some other element on the bezel that really sort of ties the whole look together.
Yeah, gorgeous.
Thank you.
He's gonna need one of these for sure. Who knows? Maybe if he's a nice friend for a while, lets me keep reviewing his extensive watch collection for content. Then I'll give him one as a gift.
And we're going to be launching 3 new styles in San Francisco at Wind Up Watch Fair. So if you're there, you'll see these in person, and I encourage you to come if you can. It's a great venue and it's a great place to visit.
When will that be?
That is May 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. So just a couple of weeks away.
I didn't even know this was happening.
Yeah.
I'm out of the watch loop. I need to
Well,
know these things.
Good news, no jet lag. 2-hour flight from Seattle to
There
San
you go.
Francisco, so you can make
Is it a weekend thing?
It starts on a Friday and it goes
Okay.
Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Good to know.
Yeah.
So you'll have your own booth there, basically?
Yep, we'll be exhibiting there, and it's a gorgeous.
You can get his autograph.
It's a gorgeous event. Yes, I'll be signing autographs. All the normal PR publicity work that one does
But
with a
no
mega brand.
photos.
Right.
No photos.
Right. You'll see the watches, but my face will be pixelated,
Yeah.
and that's for everyone's benefit.
Yay. Exciting.
So anyway, we've got a couple of different styles. I've got 3 new styles are going to be available for pre-order from the signature collection, and the theme is summer blues. So they're all very
like
tonally
that.
blue. So like the first one here, this is kind of a denim blue and a wool silk fabric. So almost it's bluish gray, but I think it's got sort of a unique tint to it that you'll see. This style is called Newport.
Here we go. Look at that.
So all of the styles evoke places or things that resonated for me. For this one, it happens to be Newport, Rhode Island, and it's the unofficial sailing capital of the world. All of the America's Cup races for the first almost 100 years were held in Newport. It's a beautiful place to visit.
Wow. This is an interesting watch too.
Yeah, again, this is an Orient Bambino. It's got sort of a grayish dial, but again, this is a very affordable watch. It's less than $300. So even you don't have to pair these straps with expensive timepieces. They're designed for everyday use, and they can be worn with anything that you're comfortable wearing.
And I like the name of the line, the Summer Blues, because I've always been a depresso, so for me that resonates dramatically. But I think it's obviously more referencing the tones of summer, the blue sky, the blue water, earth-like things, right? Less
A little more, yeah, a little less.
sad girl summer.
Right, a little less Lana Del Rey,
Oh
more
my gosh, he
Nautica
knows
themes.
about Lana Del Rey. Oh my god.
I only look this
He's
old.
my best friend.
So that's the first one.
Okay.
We'll do the second one. Is this one? This is another tartan. This time in a monochromatic blue. This one is called Strathclyde, and it's got navy, almost a medium blue, and then some light blue touches to it. But again, wool and cashmere. So it's very soft, has a nice hand, great texture. And again, you can see this time it's paired with a white dial. So you can see how that design pops a little bit.
This is so stunning. I really am hoping the camera picks up how vivid the colors are here. This is a great way to have fun with a pop of color with your watch strap without being too risky. I feel like even though it is unique, which is a good thing to go for when it comes to your own personal style, your watches, your accessories, the straps, it's brave, but in a sophisticated way.
I would say for most people, these will be like just on the edge of their comfort zone, but still comfortable. They're very traditional in terms of the styling choices. So they work with very conventional timepieces, but you can also go bold as well.
Very nice.
And then the last one, which I really like, it's a personal favorite. This one is called San Moritz. This is a white with a little bit of blue flecks throughout the fabric. It's a proprietary one that I got from a mill. They wouldn't even tell me who makes it. It's so exclusive.
Wow.
And they
I'm
only
gonna
have a
try not to
little bit of
cover
it
that.
left. So this one, I tried to pair it with the blue and the bezels so you could get a sense, but it really says warm weather, summer months, dining al fresco, water sports, just being out and about.
I really like how the fabric it doesn't have like endless amounts of cuts available of the same fabric. So you really will be getting something that is unique.
Yeah, part of the goal of this was to try and build some sustainability into the business model. And because these are what they call, in the fabric world, these are called dead stock fabrics because, there's only a limited amount of fabric left, usually not enough for a fashion house to be able to produce a line. So they sell very small quantities of this. And so I usually try and select ones that I think are going to be unique and striking, but also this is a way to make use of something that would otherwise go to waste or just be discarded. And it seemed like a good way to fill a bunch of different needs while still finding a way to create something beautiful out of it.
This color is very fresh. It screams summer. It screams the best days of summer to me. I love that.
Thank you. Yeah, I really like this too because it's the thing I like about a lot of the styles in this line is that, like a good watch, you gain more from a second viewing or a closer hands-on viewing. Like so many watches look completely different when you hold them in the metal or you're handling them in daylight conditions versus like in an authorized dealer or under harsh lighting. You don't get a sense of what it looks like or how it will how you'll respond to it. But these, I'm really pleased with how these have turned out. I'm excited. We'll be launching them at the show. We'll do pre-orders basically for a month. We'll be taking pre-orders till June, and then they'll go into production and be available just after July 1st.
Okay, so you can pre-order in May.
Yep.
Okay.
So you'll starting in May, you'll be able to pre-order those, as well as we've got some unique travel cases that we're doing too that use some fabrics like this fabric. I don't have samples of those here today. They're at the photographer being shot for a lookbook, but those will be available for pre-order too. So, because I'm somebody who likes to take watches with me when I travel, but I want it to be, I like things that are low profile. I like traveling as light as I can get away with, but not too light, so I feel like I don't have what I need. So I think those will appeal to people. You know, I'm always trying to find ways to incorporate travel, watches, leisure activities, all of those things that we want to spend time enjoying and talking about with friends. I think that's sort of been the appeal to me, and I wanted a brand that reflected that and could be part of that too.
So how did you come up with the name Boundary Layer?
Oh, so many questions. The myths.
Fine, you don't have to answer.
No.
So
the myths
famous.
around it are, they grow by the day. One of the, and now we get to go into physics, which is not my area of expertise either. We're going to find out how well I do. The boundary layer is when you have, like a good example is like an airplane wing. Airplane wing, it's moving through the air, but the air is like a fluid, and the way the air responds right on the surface, the way it reacts to the way it moves over the surface of the wing creates different properties. That creates, for one, that creates the lift that helps the airplane gain altitude in the air. But that boundary layer, substances and fluids respond very differently right next to the wing than it does when it's moving around other parts of the plane. So those characteristics were interesting to me, and I thought of it, the analogy was, I wanted objects like watch straps and other things that you carry close to you, things that are right against your skin. They make you feel a certain way, you respond to them in a certain way, and this was an idea of creating a studio where you could design things that you would create a comfort level and a style for things that you have with you every day.
That is the most amazing description I could think of for a name for a company. That's so cool. It's physics, right? It's physics.
It's physics, and it's also picking something out that gives you a little bit of extra confidence or gives you a little bit of extra comfort. That just changes your whole approach to the day and how you do things, and makes you less, it sort of gets you out of your own head. You don't spend time worrying about how people are observing or interpreting how you look, because if you think you look good and you're comfortable, you project that out, and people will respond to that more than they respond to, whatever they think of your clothing or your shoes or anything else that you select. They're looking for how do you stand out? How do you what are you projecting to the room when you walk into it?
Exactly, like how you see yourself is what you will put on your body. It's not about being covered in like Givenchy labels or something. Like, honestly, no, it's not that. It's just once you have that taken care of, that one outside thing, I feel like it's actually easier for people to then focus more on who you are and what you communicate when you're actually talking. Like, a lot of young people express themselves through their style, and that's all well and good, but underneath it, when you really get to know a lot of these fashiony, expressive people that put on like crazy outfits, a lot of them underneath will confess that they don't even know who they are. But that's actually exactly what your clothing is saying too. You're changing everything. You're going so, out there, which you're allowed to do. It's your one life. You can do whatever you want. But it does actually express kind of chaos. It's exactly what it expresses. And
Well, yeah, and I think that's, clothes have always been a way for people, whether you're, younger and sort of figuring out your own identity. That's a way of trying different identities on and seeing, like, does this feel authentic to me? For me, I like things like this because I feel confident, and that just makes me relax in situations, and so I can be more present. I can enjoy it more. I don't spend time worrying about, like, did I capture enough of this on my phone so that I can, look back on this fondly? No, I want to be in the moment. I want to enjoy today for what it is. And, the more time you spend doing that, I think that's an attractive quality for people. You want to spend time around people who are comfortable in their own skin and, know who they are and know what they want. And, if this helps you take another step in that direction, that's great.
Beautiful. I'll toast to that.
Let's
Should we
toast.
try another?
We should definitely try at least one, if not three more. What would you like?
I will take one of the lighter ones. That's a rosé, I believe.
Ooh.
And you're going to have to forgive me, viewers. The lighting will change. We are in nature. This is what happens
There
in
you are.
nature.
We're gonna try. I will join you. I will try the Chardonnay.
Are you comfortable on the ground? I'm sorry.
I am so comfortable
are?
on the
Okay.
ground.
I wish I could crisscross applesauce. I mean, not right now in this dress, but I haven't been able to for like 3 months because of my knee injury.
Don't be envious. It's not all it's cracked up to be. But
I was just a big fan of crisscross applesauce before.
see. Maybe it's me just picking up on what you're saying, but I am getting apple notes from this. I mean, it's Washington. How can it not be?
What are you having?
This is a Chardonnay from Canoe Ridge Estate. So it's not like a buttery Chardonnay. I'm not getting those tastes. It's more citrus kind of notes. So it's a little brighter, a little bit lighter. It's got almost a like straw quality to the coloring. And it's a really clean finish on this wine. So
Very nice.
I would choose this. I'm not typically someone who drinks white wines, but I think you could pair this with a nice meal with seafood or something else, that's
Very nice.
appealing.
Yeah, I've never been
I
a
think
white
that
wine
matches your
person.
outfit perfectly.
It does. I'm looking at
That's
this.
stunning.
This is aesthetically so beautiful. I'm actually gonna have to take a picture. But this is a rosé, and I smelled peach immediately. And again, I know this is gonna be sweet. That's not really my thing, and I don't really like lighter white wines or rosé. I don't even like champagne. I know that's bad.
You shut your mouth.
I know, and I've tried like Dom Perignon. Like I've tried good champagne. I don't really like it. I don't know
Maybe you
what
just
it-
haven't found the right one. For me,
Maybe it wasn't chilled.
maybe it was improperly chilled.
That's-
Some people, I don't like sweet wines, so I don't like,
Sorry.
demi-sweet
have to ignore me.
champagne or cava or proseccos. But if it's a
Yeah.
dry, like a brut, like Veuve Clicquot, that's a great one to sort of gain entrance to it. So
I've tried that.
don't give
I
up
didn't
on
like it.
champagne. Come on.
I am not gonna give up. I don't know what it is. I think it just makes me feel like too much sugar or something. Like
Again, you may be just finding ones that are a little too sweet for your palate, which there are plenty out there that I don't enjoy because of that. So
perhaps I'll make Eric come here sometime. He doesn't really like local wines just for the sake of it being called a local wine. He doesn't like anything that comes across potentially like granola in any way, which, you know what, I respect. And actually, like, it's one of the qualities about him that I like, because it's entertaining and he's so serious about it.
you should definitely bring him here and be like, sweetie, this is all Philistine wines, but you have to try at least one. I mean, this winery has been around for more than 100 years, so this is not sort of a
Trendy little
Johnny-come-lately
Johnny.
chateau, but yeah, I've been impressed with with everything I've tasted so far, you know. And we'd be honest, believe me, we would tell you if this was bad.
This is very refreshing, but this playlist again is not refreshing.
All the requests we submitted were rejected.
Yeah, the
Not
DJ,
because they weren't better, but because they just don't care what we think.
the DJ discriminated against us because he thought we were pretentious, but we're not. We're just trying to, you know, improve everybody's day with
Just,
our choice.
You know, you can't take in the whole vibe, but think like great wedding venue, bad wedding reception. You've been there. You've been to it. You know what you felt like. You know when you wanted to leave early.
We're going to kind of wrap the video up, but we want to try our last couple of wines. To be honest, I'm not a smart person today, and I got 2 Malbecs, 2 of the same, and 2 rosés. But you know what? They're good, so I don't regret it.
Right. I think we've been fortunate that everything we've picked so far has been very drinkable.
Is that a different one for you, though?
It is, and I'm not sure. Was this a Grenache? I have to look at the sheet again. But anyway, if you're at Chateau Ste Michel, they have wonderful flights. You have your choice of many different varietals here that come from. They have multiple wineries that are part of this sort of family, and so they feature a lot of them here. If you have a chance to come visit.
Yeah, it's nice. You can do what we did, which they call it a takeaway flight or to go, I don't know, whatever they called it. You can take it outside. You can pick a variety of your choice, or you can actually go inside and sit down and have like a tableside tasting service. I'm glad we went outside personally.
Yeah, me too. I mean, it looks like a beautiful place to sit and enjoy that, but today is such a glorious day that I think we'd be missing out if we didn't take advantage
I
of it.
agree. Cheers to that.
Cheers. Thank you for inviting me to join you.
Yes.
This has been fun.
Thanks for coming on a romantic picnic with me.
Absolutely.
I didn't mean for it to be like I didn't know it was going to be like this, but I'm actually glad.
I've been trapped.
Nice.
This is all a big setup.
I know it is. No, it's fun. I think it's nice and springy, and it feels kind of old-fashioned in a way, and I like it.
We wish you were here. So this is the
Totally.
next best
Most
thing.
of you, not all of you. Some of you, I don't speak for him. He's probably nicer than me, but some of you need to not come around me. But most of you, I'm just kidding. I'll have to tell you.
You know
this
who you
crazy
are.
story. You know who you are. I'll have to tell you this crazy story later. But thank you for joining us today, and subscribe if you haven't. Check
Yes.
out Boundary Layer Studio. The website obviously is going to be linked in the description. Please go check that out. And he also has a social media, Instagram.
Yep, I'm Instagram. You'll get a good flavor for the things that we do, and yeah, I think you'll enjoy it.
And also, we'll see you in San Francisco. Is that what it is?
Yeah, come to San Francisco if you
It's
can.
one of the San Francisco.
It's watches in the Bay Area. It'll be glorious.
So nice. All right.
Cheers.
Cheers.